Okay, so we have new news. Mark Mezvinsky, Chelsea's husband, to face military tribunal by the Michael Baxter pseudonym team over at RealRawNews.com. And uh, let's see, it's November 18th, 2021. And if you want, this is the dramatically narrated one. If you want kind of a pathetic, non dramatically narrated one, that's already up and is wasting away over at Tom Youngjohn 3. And if you want the real one, that's going to be after this one. It's going to come up over at Tom Youngjohn 4. So it's real in the sense that if I mess it up, it's really, that's really messed up. So that's how real that is. All right, let's hop into the news. It was thought that It was thought that Mark Mezvinsky, husband to the late Chelsea Clinton, had struck an immunity from prosecution deal with the Office of Military Commissions, OMC, and the Judge Advocate General Corps, JAG. But Rear Admiral Darcy E. Crandall announced on Tuesday that Mezvinsky, whose testimony had helped convict Clinton, will indeed be prosecuted as a co-conspirator to Chelsea's crimes. A JAG source speaking under promise of anonymity told think Michael Baxter, under promise of anonymity or pseudonymity, whatever, told Real Raw News that Rear Admiral Crandall revoked Mezvinsky's immunity plea after learning that he had marginalized his role in Hillary and Chelsea's child trafficking ring. At Clinton's tribunal, Mezvinsky had painted himself a victim, claiming the Clintons had made him an indentured servant in exchange for allowing Chelsea to be his bride. Mezvinsky testified under oath that the scope of his crime was destroying records linking the Clintons to the sale of underage boys and girls. He had told the Office of Military Commissions that his undying amorous affection for Chelsea had led him down a deep, dark path of self-regrets. Although JAG and the Office of Military Commissions had not previously disclosed Mezvinsky's fate, Real Raw News heard through sources, apparently unreliable sources, that Mezvinsky would be, or the ultimately unreliable sources, that Mezvinsky would be released from custody for having testified against Chelsea, presumably to care for his own children. Odd, since he helped destroy the lives of so many others. On Tuesday, November 16th, Rear Admiral Crandall said new evidence will clearly illustrate that Mezvinsky did far more than burn and shred and digitally cleanse evidence of the Clintons' crimes. Real Raw News has not been made aware of what that evidence might be, but it must be damning because Rear Admiral Crandall will ask the tribunal to consider capital punishment. The investigation into Clinton crimes didn't end with Hillary's death, and not with Chelsea's death either. It's been ongoing. There's been an ongoing effort to identify kids whom the Clintons victimized, establishing their identities and getting testimony from ones that escaped fates worse than death. All I can say right now is Mezvinsky minimalized his involvement. The rest will come out at trial, our source said. Mezvinsky, he added, has been detained at Guantanamo Bay ever since his apprehension. Unlike other Gitmo guests, Mezvinsky has avoided Camp Delta and instead been housed in barracks modernized to appear like a contemporary apartment. That will now change now that he's indicted and not a witness. On Monday, he'll be moved to Delta to await his tribunal, which will begin after Thanksgiving weekend. He's been a wreck since Chelsea got hanged, our source said. Mezvinsky has reportedly lamented his wife's death, sobbing nonstop over his lost love. Seems like he really loved her and still does. It's tragic. Misplaced love pushed him into a criminal life, and now he must pay the price, our source said. So love God and try to be good.